I've been reading recently about this notion of limbic capitalism. So this is the concept which basically kind of looks at how certain forms of economics and marketing have tuned in very much to addiction, just outright addiction. How the limbic system reacts to certain kind of triggers and schemas. And we live in an age of limbic capitalism, you know. Certainly when looking at behavioral addictions, pornography, food, gambling, and these kind of things, there's a kind of unholy alliance between certain elements of psychology and economics that have absolutely tuned in to the way that the human brain acts. And they have these kind of, they're usually like these kind of, how would you call them? Perishable or kind of really short shelf life goods, like, digital kind of stuff that's very throwaway, or cigarettes are the perfect example.
That's the greatest. That was in my mind. I just done a thing about the vapes and tobacco. And when you research the tobacco industry, it's shamelessly disgusting. And the amount of it's probably one of the best businesses on planet Earth, because it gets you addicted to it.
Yeah,
the nicotine. Tobacco is just the dispenser of the nicotine, but now they've switched it to vape. It's shameless, shocking.
It is, and there are very, very kind of embedded and well funded sources of this, and it's quite a frightful picture really for the future, because the technology is getting better and better at tuning in to exactly how to create that addictive schema within the individual, and the technology will just increase and increase to the level now that the way that digital technology is able to kind of tune into the dopaminergic system and these kind of things, it is the kind of capitalism that we have today. Early capitalism was, Birmingham's a great story of that. It was the Cadbury family, the Quakers, and people like that. That had a kind of social responsibility, although they were producing very high fat and high sugar goods, chocolate, which work in an addictive way as well for a lot of people.
For me.
That aside, that aside, it was a different kind of capitalism that didn't kind of just utterly tune into this excessive consumption model, and actually they promoted abstinence from alcohol, and they had some fairly benevolent social ideas. Today, there is no morality left in the capitalist market. It has been stripped down to consumption, pusher, and addict. There really isn't many other ways of looking at it. And recovery's a strange kind of example of a kind of opposition to that. There isn't a political movement, but I have a feeling we'll have a lot to offer the world in terms of how you actually come out of that